Alright guys, welcome back to Sheila's Garage. And today, as you can see just by the thumbnail, we'll be doing an oil change, which will be replacing the oil and changing the oil filter on the 2018 Ford F-150 XLT. And this is all the things that you should need before you start this oil change. So, I like this guy, BAW, big ass wrench, just in case your regular oil filter wrench that you might purchase might not fit. And then this is an actual oil filter wrench in itself that kind of clamps down around the oil filter and allows you to grab it and remove it. A funnel, and a decent sized funnel so that you can pour something from a larger 5-quart jug into your oil fill port on your engine. Some paper towels, because you're more than likely always going to freaking leak oil somewhere. Gloves. For this oil change I'm using Mobil 1, not sponsored, and it's fully synthetic. You're going to need 8.8 quarts. And then you're going to need a oil filter as well, and it's the Mic 1-212 Alpha oil filter. And some coffee, you know what I'm saying, to stay motivated. If you have like a blanket, you can set down just in case you drop any oil. It'll help drip it up. Some Amazon boxes always come in clutch to kind of soak up some of that oil too. And then you want to get an actual oil catch pan, which you see there. And that's all you're going to need. The first thing we have to do is, of course, drain the oil out of the truck that's in there. So I'm bringing my paper towels over. I have my old drip pan. So usually on older vehicles that I'm used to working on, plug that's on the bottom of your oil pan is usually like a bolt. So Ford's new thing is they're actually doing like a reusable just fill plug. But essentially this is your oil fill plug here, and it's like supposed to be hand tightened or hand releasable. Like 3 paper towels. And essentially just twist off with this too, so you don't want to this should be the first thing you're doing. If you try to take off the oil filter first, or if you remove the oil fill cap before you actually remove this plug, everything's going to shoot everywhere, because it's like you just created a low pressure system, or a differential pressure in the system. So this is the only drain port. If you were filling your truck, or maybe like a gas can with maybe like a lawnmower or something like that, and you try to pour it in somewhere, and you didn't unplug the little cap on the back, like the oil will come out slower, right? So same thing with this. Like if you were to go over here and take off the top oil fill cap and the oil filter, and then do this one, like you're gonna have a waterfall of oil coming out and you're gonna make a mess. So I'd rather, once again, gloves come in clutch. Take a paper towel, barely unfold it. I mean, you might be here for a while, just because there's 8.8 quarts of oil in here. But at the same time too, is like you stop a mess from happening. Gosh dang it. Well guys, it's going so smooth and I made a mess myself, but I was cardboard panned out and grab some more paper towels. Alright, so once it starts to drip, and as you can see, like most of the oil already came out, and it's 5W20, so it flows pretty quickly. It's kind of like water. I'm gonna let that keep draining, and then I'm gonna go up top. We'll go to the fill port. We'll pour some fresh oil in, let it come out, and then we'll recap it off once you can see that it's clear and all. I mean, like you kind of like flush the system, and then we'll plug everything up, go to the oil filter, take that off, and then we'll be done. We'll be ready to put the new oil in. So now we're back in the front of the truck and the hood. So when you're looking at the engine on the left side, this cap right here, it looks like the oil. When you see 5W20 right in here, that's your oil fill port. So the bottom, the oil pan is still undone. It's gonna remove this, clips off. When I go to close the hood, I'll be able to see it. Put the oil in, good to go. Make sure that plastic's not in the way. Come back over, grab your funnel, position that right there, and you're good to pour. So I'm gonna go get my tripod, set this up so you guys can see and I can pour and not make a mess. So if you're looking at the quarts on your oil can, you'll have on the left side you'll have liters, on the right side you'll have quarts, and so 1, 2, 3, 4, essentially 5 quarts of oil So I'm gonna try to maybe use a half a quart to a quart, and that way I still have my 9 quarts left to fill the engine. And I'm gonna pour 1 quart in, let it drain through, go underneath, making sure it's clear, and then that'll be it. Then I'll go seal the bottom of it off, and it should be good. That's about a half a quart, a little bit more. And there it is. Clear versus everything dark that originally came out. So take your plug, clean it off. Good to go. Throw this back in. And that's it. It's crazy. Like it's probably the easiest oil change, like not having to get a wrench and do anything in, and that's it. Alright, next I'm just going to go ahead and pre-position these tools over here, just in case I need them and I can't get it off by hand, or the oil filter off by hand. The oil filter is located in the front of the truck. I do like how convenient Ford made all this, despite a lot of people not liking it. But you come over to the front of your truck, and you look up, and this right here is the oil filter. Kind of like funnel that Ford put on here to help oil come off and not get on your subframe of your vehicle. So when you remove it, oil should pour from here. Try to set your drain pan underneath this so the oil comes directly out. Alright, so kind of just broke loose a little bit. But again, I'm just going to slowly like unscrew this, make sure oil is falling in my little catch pan here. Rip. That is not what I wanted to happen. So apparently it's leaking from up here, which is phenomenal. That's it. Just set it over, let all this kind of drain out. And so now I really don't know what that's for. I thought that was for the the oil filter. So give me a second to check this out. Damn it! It is for the oil filter. Now it's supposed to start leaking too. So it comes out of 2 places. And my oil pan is not big enough to hit all of them. So that's cool. But that's it, guys. So you know, obviously oil's coming from this portion here a little bit faster. So I'm just gonna leave the pan there, let it soak all that up. All right, next thing you want to do is this is your new oil filter you just purchased. I like to charge these up a little bit with some oil, and then put some oil around the O-ring itself. So oil filter's charged. Didn't need all my tools. Now let's throw this puppy back on. And you really shouldn't need a wrench for your oil filter. Like it should be hand tight to the point where, I mean, it's just seated. That's it. So that's on there pretty good. I'm confident with it. And now I just kind of clean up this drain port that kind of is coming down. So looking at it a little bit better, Ford actually has a little slit, so the oil actually drains out from this little area right here, which is really nice because it keeps all the oil coming directly out and off of your furnace. I just didn't look at that. Alright guys, so next thing we're going to do is we're going to grab the oil dipstick out, which if you look under your air kind of like plenum here, you can see down it's that yellow handle. So I'm going to reach back here, grab this, and on your dipstick you're going to see kind of 2 lines right here. Let me see a little bit closer, maybe we'll focus right here. See the 1, 2, and those are like your oil catch holes. And then you want your fluid to be in between those 2 lines. That's the sweet spot. So one down, second jug. It's about 7 quarts of oil. can see there, it's kind of like just at the bottom here, so it's not even in these two eyelets. So I'm gonna keep filling. And as you can see, that's literally perfect. So tap the camera here, and on this last little dip, you see the oil's trying to come off the dipstick, but it's right above that last layer, that first eyelet, not up to the second one yet. So I'm gonna put in a little bit more just to get it well in that zone, and then we'll hop in the truck, turn it on, reset the oil life meter, and make sure the truck's reading that it's at the appropriate amount. Alright, so before starting the truck, just re-verify that your oil cap's on. You have no tools or anything laying out here. Everything's on the outside of the truck. Leaving these jugs here so we can put the bad oil back in. Now move these tools away. Make sure we don't have any leaks underneath. Put on this side. Making sure your dipstick is all the way in as well, which it is. And back underneath. Making sure we don't have any leaks from the oil drain plug, which we don't. Now we hop in, and I'll walk you through the process of resetting your oil life meter in your truck. Alright, so now we're in the truck. Go ahead and put your key in. It'll bring you to this menu here. Yep, driver doors open. No kidding. Using your keypad here. Navigate through a menu, so come back. Go to settings, advanced settings, go to vehicle, oil life reset, and then percentage oil life used. This was the old one. Hold down OK, reset it, boom, now we're at 100%. Come back, everything's good. So now we're going to start the truck and then verify that the oil filter, oil gauge is in the green. Look at that, like a glove. So literally perfect fill. I ended up using like about 8.5, and everything else is good. So I'm gonna let the truck run for a little bit just to get warmed up, and then I'll check underneath, make sure there's no oil dripping anywhere, and that's it, guys. Super simple to change your own oil in your truck, and you know it's done correctly. So like that's one of the big things. I mean, if you take it to a dealership, more than likely it's good, but if you take it to like a quickie oil lube place, like, I mean, who knows? So I hope you guys liked the video. If you have any questions, feel free to say them below. And the next thing we'll be doing is probably the oil change, hood strut install, and the steering wheel install on the Supra. The trucks should be good for the next 5,000 miles or so. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. See you in the next one.